Welcome to my photography YouTube channel. I am Dan Mars. I'm pretty excited about this video. I shot my favorite film stock, Kodak Double-X, and I have some photos from a couple of rolls. I'm pretty excited, so I'm going to share those. Now, most of my subscribers are also photographers, so I do like to share some technical details out of the gate. These rolls I shot on a Leica M4 and then also an M6 that has the 0.58 finder. The lens on every shot is a Leica 35, the pre-aspherical Summilux. This is Double-X. I'm shooting at around 640, sort of between 400 and 800. Developer is Xtol 68 degrees, 11 minutes, agitation at 30 seconds, diluted by 20%. And that's about a +2 push, right? Aiming for that 640. And some more details here if you really want to know them. Now to the photos. I have been reading a lot of photo books lately, and I can tell that they're having an impact on me. That's really why I buy photo books. I hope that they inspire me. So I've been reading some Lee Friedlander and then also some Graciela Iturbide. And I don't know, as I see the influence kick in, I might mention that. Yeah, I mean, here it is already. Right, it's the geometry, the tones. Hopefully this makes you feel at peace. I don't know, it's what it does for me. My kids got skateboards for Christmas. This is Ellery. He is now 10. That's George in the background. He is 8. This is sort of our first time to try him out. We're at the school playground. Yeah, they're standing, they're trying some tricks. They're also, I forget there's a word for this. It's not booty boarding, but it's got a name. Or maybe it's booty boarding. I like how his foot, the tip of his toe, is just right off the cement, and it gives it that, or I guess it's cement pavement. I'm not a cement pavement expert. I think this is concrete. Oh boy, I should have done my homework. But see this little gap there, right? I like that. These little pleasures. Here they are with their friend Johnny. Right, I'm trying to use that leading line. I'm trying to use their shadows. Ellery rolling on his belly. I like this one of George. This is a favorite. The boys really like this one too. I like how that side lighting gives it so much shape. Right, it almost seems like I have like a studio flash over there, but that's just the sun. Here we're waiting on the school bus, right? They like for Pupper Shadow to come out. George is giving her a hug. I don't know. I liked all the patterns and shadows and dapples. A little bit of a miss. This one too. I don't know. Maybe if I'm going to shoot this kind of photography, I might need to upgrade to medium format. I just walk a lot. I walk a lot and I just shoot what I find. Now, this is a little bit of a Lee Friedlander. Right? I don't like to be in photos that much, so trying to get better at least including my shadow or my reflection. But this dappled light on this giant tree in my neighborhood. Now I like the dappled light, the tones, the light switches. I'm also intentionally out of focus just to give it a little extra softness. I don't know who this is. I think it's George. Now, Graciela likes to use wires as part of her compositions. Now, hers are less just like obviously about wires, and there's more like a really interesting subject, and the wires are also part of it. Um, but yeah, it still inspired me to take this one. Here I've got the Summilux wide open, intentionally misfocused, right? Or not focused on the door, just to kind of give that feeling of light coming through the door. I just got this book. I highly recommend it. I have a signed copy. Thank you, Graciela, if you're watching this video. She's probably my favorite female photographer, if that's a thing. Now, George is homesick, but I still love this shot. He's sad about being sick. I take my dog to the dog park quite a bit. Here she is with one of her friends. My dog's the little one. But I just like the way this tree was making all these cool shadows and sort of catching the dogs as they ran across. Now notice this is a running dog, and I'm using a film camera. I got those two shots. Like of it. Trying to pay more attention to tree shadows as foreground objects. That's sort of a Lee Friedlander thing. Oh, donated some things. Actually found a place that takes mattresses. Didn't just throw them away. Now this would be sort of a Graciela shot if there were like 100 birds also in the picture. So yeah, I think I'm working on my silhouettes a little bit. I really like the film stock up to this point. I shot Double-X for years, and then I sort of went through a bunch of experimentation, and now I am very happily back to Double-X. And I put the pre-aspherical Summilux down for a while because my tab broke, and finally got it fixed, and I'm really glad that I have it back. I really like using it. I like all of these photos. And I don't want to get too nerdy about sort of what the lens is doing on all of them, but it's really, really nice. Here they are waiting on the bus. I think was it Dress Like a Teacher Day? I think that's what it was. And that was Ellery's take, was to actually dress like a teacher. And George went a different route. Yeah, so here I'm at 2.8, focused on the kitty cat backpack. Now, another Lee Friedlander thing is he likes to shoot the back of pickup trucks. Usually he uses them as like foreground elements and not just like a shot into the pickup truck like this, but uh, yeah, just thinking more about pickup trucks, I guess. Yeah, I like how this one turned out though. Now here I'm wide open with the Summilux, and it's giving it some, right, call it character, or what some would call like some undercorrected qualities. And I think they're awesome. Absolutely. I'm focused on the speed limit sign and even this stuff, right? Like the way the light is bleeding around it. You're already getting sort of some, well, I don't want to go through the technical words, but I am trying to transition the channel from like less just talk to photographers and more I'm trying to like, right, find people who like photography and enjoy listening to a photographer talk about his photos. Now, this is also sort of inspired by Graciela. She has a lot of these dark shots where the sky is also dark, like right again, silhouettes and right, just sort of gobs of tone. It's sort of like the different textures in the treetops. Sort of have three different areas of treetop texture. And it's the sky turned out to be a little bit dense, which gives that grain a little more texture too. I like that. Now, I think this is just a miss, but I thought it was a cool shape, and I was like, put it in front of the house. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, cool, that really turned out. But now I think it's a little bit silly. This tree is really interesting, and I want to do a little better though. I mean, I sort of like the triangle I've got there, sort of that bright tones and this like I like it. I actually like this one a lot. I kind of wish my shadow was a little more distinct, or at least my head, right? You can see my arm. This is my arm holding my camera, right? But another Lee Friedlander thing is kind of placing your shadow in funny places. But even without my shadow, I like it. It's got good like swooshes and tones and moves my eye around a lot. Yeah, walking with my wife and our dog and some neighborhood friends. And this is just like double X looking really good. Speaking of my dog, she's trying to get in right now, if you can hear her. And this is her, Shadow. I wish she would chase balls and frisbees, but she's really more of a stick girl. And my boys are sort of like fanoodle kids. This is at 2.8, which I just love. Now, this one, I love the window light. I, the exposure is really nice. The 35 2.8 is really, really nice. The timing is great. And I even don't mind these sort of like, right, because I bulk load my own film and I tend to do like 40 something frames jammed into a canister, right? When I develop, occasionally I'll end up with these nasty things at the very, very end of the roll that didn't quite fit on the reel. And sometimes they ruin a photo, and sometimes I just accept them, and it's just part of it. Yeah, this is 1.4, which gives it, right, a lot of, let's call it glow. Mm. Which I don't know, kind of adds to the feeling of Christmas. Yeah, this was a married couple, and they were having their photos taken. So there's a photographer that's giving them instruction, and I just thought it would be fun to take their photo. I actually like how mine turned out. Now this is my brother-in-law, and we're checking out a. This is a gingerbread house, and he's also purchased some voodoo donuts. So yeah, Christmas time. I thought these pants were kind of funny. They caught Ellery's attention too, and he was interested in maybe going into the store. And I said, buddy, maybe you'll get a pair for Christmas. yeah, just a little bit of a hopping moment from George. Right now it's starting to rain, and I'm just that like feeling of following my family closely. We're in downtown Portland. I like doing these walks with my cat and my dog. That's my cat, Lewis. They're starting to love each other, as you can see here. Well, that's me. Again, Lee inspired me to try to put myself a little more in the photos, and I'm smushing my nose. And I usually don't wear glasses, but yeah, it's a photo booth. And he actually does this. Some of his early self-portraits of him and his wife are reflections in the mirrors of photo booths. A little bit of like, I don't need your photo booth, but I'm going to use it. Well, as you can see, this is a bathroom. I was watching a soccer game, and I needed a bathroom. This one worked just fine. This is my mother-in-law, and she's we're at an art museum, and she's enjoying it. This is I almost said cousin, but she's the cousin of my kids, which makes her what, my niece. We're still in that art museum. It's sort of like a modern interactive art museum, and we're in a room that is entirely red light. And it gives her the look of a red filter. And then I also like, because it was just pure red light, I was afraid that it wasn't going to be enough light for Double-X, so I gave it a lot of extra exposure. You can kind of see when the Double-X gets that extra exposure, it starts to look a little bit like a pencil drawing. Yeah, that's my son spray painting. And here are both my boys spray painting. It was part of the art exhibit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Just to state my dream again, it's to continue to get better and better at photography and to share my photos on YouTube, and also to make photo books and to display in galleries. So maybe I'll see you next time. Take care.